Hello, it's me.
Just kidding, it's me. Hey guys, we're back. Look who's a great little helper for mommy again. Let's put that on pause. Say hello, P-Pal. How is everybody? We're home. Thank you, little guy. And we're back. And nobody asked because nobody cares. I took a personal week last week. And really it's because I thought about redoing a video and just putting it up later. And then every day it was getting closer and closer to today. And so I kept thinking, why am I going to put up another video if nobody cares? I can just take a week off. So that's what I did. And so we're back. This is number 7. I realized as I was uploading last week that I said, oh, it's week 5. It was actually week 6, but I guess I just don't know how time works, and that's okay. So we're back on track. This will be a nice hard reset for me. I was doing a lot of back and forth between home and here in the last couple weeks because I was taking a break from working, and I just started back this week, so that's why I figured, you know what, let's just cut our losses and say that anybody who cares, which is usually only about 10 to 12 people, can just wait until next Saturday. But welcome, we have one new person joining our subscriber party, so I believe there's 44 subscribers here now. And that's just to my channel in general. I don't know that everyone watches. But, you know, thank you for clicking that button that lets you know that I'm doing stuff over here. Also, first and foremost, look at my new shirt! I figured, I'm sorry it's see-through, but I've just had an interesting start to my day. So I'm half pajamas, half this shirt, because that's just what I decided to wear for this week. Also have my Christmas present coffee mug that says "You're my lobster" from a lobster. And today we have the bold breakfast Dunkin' Donuts tea. Heads up, switching it. Do you have to eat now? I'm sorry, I don't mean to food shame my dog, but damn. Let's maybe eat later. You were sleeping on the couch before I got home, and now this is what you choose to do. This boy. I love him though. Anyway, so have the Dunkin' Donuts, still waiting for that sponsorship, but still Dunkin' Donuts, and it's tea, so it counts because I've already had one coffee today. So don't want to overhype myself, even though I've got some stuff to catch up on later. Really don't want to overdo it. So here we are, we're home back in sunny Southern California. It's about 1,000 degrees outside, which is just fantastic. It's starting to get into the summer months, and it hit me pretty quickly. When I got home from work yesterday, I wanted to heat up some enchiladas in my oven and realized that that was a mistake. So I had to use my AC for the first time in a while. But you know what? It's okay, because that means I can also go get tan soon because I'm very pale. And so we need to fix that. Well, not that we need to fix it, but it's just something that's a coming. Also, things that happened when I got home from work yesterday. Apparently it's prom in this area. I didn't realize until I saw a bunch of teenagers leaving my apartment building very dressed up, and I was like, okay, is somebody having like a quinceañera, or what's going on here, ladies? I approve, you all look fabulous, but what's going on? And then there's a lot of kids that live in my building too. And so they were all like running around, and some teenage girl came in with her hair and makeup done, but clearly needed to change out of her jeans. And the kids were asking if she was going to prom, and she said yeah, and they were like, why is everyone going to prom? So happy prom season to everyone. I totally forget and miss out on these things because I haven't been to prom in, how old am I? 23. Hi son, come here. I haven't been to prom since 2012 when I was a senior in high school, and I went to 3 proms. One when I was a sophomore because I was dating a senior, and we went, it was basically a double date. because me and my friend at the time were dating two guys who were also best friends. And so the four of us went to prom together, thinking it would be a really fun time. And about halfway through, my date started crying and texting his mom because he was mad that he thought that I didn't want to dance with him and I only wanted to hang out with my friends. So that was a thing. And then here's the thing about me. I don't know if you know this, but I haven't always been what they call conventionally attractive. And so that was especially true when I was in high school. Also because I was not popular, but everybody knew me and my family because of my dad's position in the school district. So that made it really easy to be friends with everybody. So the next year, I had a date and then he bailed, and then one of my other friends was supposed to go with someone else. It was like this whole big thing, but so it was basically just going with a friend. It wasn't like, oh, this is my date. It was like, this is a friend of mine that wants to also go to prom and I'm going to prom and don't have a date, so we're just gonna pretend that this is exactly what we both had initially set out to do. So we did that, and he ditched me about halfway through prom and started dancing with someone else, which is fine because we weren't there to like dance or whatever. It was just, we were just there to be friends and go to prom, but it was alright. I've never been like super impressed with it. I always thought it was way too overly hyped. Because, I mean, I see a lot of kids now. I say kids as though I'm like 30. I'm 23. Like, I'm not too far off from where a lot of high school students are at right now. And they just get so upset about prom. And even, I will often look at my Facebook memories, and right about now are like all my, you know, prom, graduation type of statuses that I used to post, because I've had Facebook since I was a sophomore in high school. And I'll like go through these, and a lot of them are so overly dramatic, but there were some that were pertaining to this and just my struggles with finding a prom date. And I just think back now and I'm like, who cares? Like, honestly, in my adult life, even as soon as I got to college, I realized that none of that stuff mattered because it was one night out of 4 years that I had to deal with all those people. And it literally would not have made a difference if I had stayed home and watched TV with my parents, which is what I did 99% of nights when I was in high school if I wasn't working. So yeah, long story long, kids, if you're going to prom, don't stress out about it. Just go have fun with your friends. If a boy's being mean, or girl, or whoever is being mean, or they reject your date, just go and have fun anyway, or do something else. You know, prom is not a be-all, end-all type of deal. You know, it's just something that they use to get you to go and like do something with your peers. It's not that big a deal, to be completely honest. And I say this as someone who hasn't been to one in 8 years. I did the math in my head. It has been 8 years since I've been to a prom, or really any like high school event. I just don't go to those anymore because I'm an adult and that would be creepy. But something I did do during my little breakaway, I don't believe I mentioned this in my last video, was I went to an event at my college and I was on a panel, which is interesting because I don't often feel that I'm all that accomplished and that I am worthy of being on panels. Because when I think of panels for my school, I think of directors or established actors, like people whose opinion and experiences I want to hear about. And so when I was reached out to about doing this and being on the panel, I was like, you guys sure? Like, I only graduated 3 years ago. It's not as though I'm like this big deal here, but it was actually really nice because I forget sometimes what it was like to be a freshman going into college. And for me, I had never seen the school. I had never been on an airplane. I had never toured the campus or anything really. And so I was in a room in front of all these kids, and a lot of them had already gone to Boston to see Emerson, which is where I went to college, fun fact. And so yeah, they were all at this point where they've been accepted into the school, and some of them were a little on the fence. A lot of them were very excited because that's where they're gonna be starting going to school. And so for me, it was something, I didn't expect it to be such a gratifying experience. I don't know if this is like too serious and boring, but it really was. To just kind of sit and have all these young people, I guess, that I feel so old saying that, you know, because I'm a young people too. But it was nice to see all these young people looking to, not just me, but our entire panel for advice on just like life stuff. Because I mean, I remember what it was like being at a point where it's like, okay, I can either, you know, just kind of do what everyone else is doing, or I can go on this adventure by myself and go to a completely different school. And as I've said before, that's the most gratifying experience that I've ever had, was leaving my home state and just getting out there and doing something. But so that was very interesting and a fun experience. I got to meet and hang out with the baby niece again, which was very nice, and did a lot of driving. I was on the road like 4 out of the 7 days of last week, I think. It was just a lot of driving, travel, just a whole lot of has been going on lately, especially with finishing my work vacation and going back. It was a very prompt, I guess, transition, but I'm very excited to be back. I really enjoy doing these videos. So does my mom. Hi Mom, if you're watching. I know you like them and you had some constructive criticism for me, so thank you. But at least I know she's paying attention, because she told me that last week my video made her cry, and I didn't realize that I would do that. But yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on with me. And let me think, there's a lot coming up, not just for me, but for life stuff in general, for everybody, I would imagine, because we are getting into graduation season and summer, so everybody's going to be off. And my nephew is about to turn 1, and I'm very excited. I have a special video planned. I think it can't be next week because that's the weekend before, but his birthday is on May 18th, and I can't believe he's already going to be 1. I know my sister's going to cry, because she cries every time something happens with him. Like, I remember his, I think it was like first month checkup or something. She cried because he had gained so much weight, and that was so good, because he was, ma'am, because he was growing. And so that just, I know they're like tears of happiness. She's not bawling her eyes out because she's sad, but I know she's gonna be crying because he's not a little baby anymore. And for me, I'm his aunt, so I don't see that as sad. I'm just excited, because that's just how life works. But I don't have kids, so I don't understand that feeling yet. Maybe someday, but that's a whole separate conversation. But I also saw my nephew last weekend, and right now he is getting to the point where he can stand up, but he can't quite walk yet. And I am very short, as I probably said. And so when I was home, what I would do is I would stand by him and, sorry, there's dogs and cats everywhere. And so I would get him by his like hands and wrists and hold him up, and we would just walk around. And I'm so short that I can just stand normally, and so that was really fun. But anyway, we're catching in on 15 minutes here, and I want to be able to just upload this right away without having to edit anything. So I'm gonna hard stop it there. Next week, I'm not sure what I want to do. I have some ideas for some stuff, but I kind of want to start making a list, because now I'm getting to the point, after having done a few of these, that I am thinking about what I want to talk about and trying to get that hashed out before I sit down and do this, because this is all just improv garbage. But I have some ideas, so I'm going to make a list, and stay tuned, because the week of the 18th, 19th, 20th, that weekend is when I'll be home visiting my nephew for his birthday party. So I have a very exciting video planned. I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next Saturday. Bye.